Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Buppet. Welcome back to the Hairy Bash. We are entering the final quarterfinals of this tournament. We've seen a lot of great players play so far. We've seen a lot of great players move on to the semis so far. And moving on to face Pig in the semi-finals is going to be one of these players. So let's check them out right here. Down the bottom right side of the map, it is going to be Heartz. Heartz is from the Philippines. He plays for the Imperium Pro team. And really, this guy is completely insane, actually. Because, alright, so you know the way that tournaments work, right? You're supposed to have people seeded up so that the best always end up. You don't want to have, like, the top two players meet each other in the round of 64 or something. Because then you want them to make it all the way to the final. So the way the seeding works is, usually the top 8 players are split through the brackets. And by the time you get to the quarterfinal, the top 8 players are usually the ones who make it to the quarterfinal. Now, Heartz is not one of those top 8. He is not seeded in the top 8. He was actually seeded to go against a player called Ender, who is an exceptionally awesome player. Ender, really good stuff. Gotten a couple of WCS and all that. But, yeah, bloody in the round of 16, Heartz did take him out. And Heartz, I think, was ranked number 46 in this entire tournament, so not all that high, you know, but he beat Ender, and that was a sensational play. So basically, coming right out of left field, it is our Protoss player Heartz, and up the top left side of the map, it is going to be BlysK. He is from Singapore, plays for the Flash Esports team, I believe. At least that's what his information says, and he definitely deserves to be in the quarterfinals. Well, let's just say he's an awesome player. He's seeded as an awesome player based on his performance in the Oceanic Starcraft 2 Cup, the amount of points he has. This is actually his first game in the tournament. There were 5 other people in his round of 16 group, his bracket area thing. All 5 of them didn't show up, so we had quite a lot of people not showing up to the tournament, but everybody in BlysK's group just chose not to show up, so basically he just had to sit back and have a snooze while he was waiting for Heartz to finish all his games. And yeah, so BlysK just coming off from basically having a snooze the entire tournament, and Heartz, quite possibly his toughest matchup was actually the previous round against Ender, but BlysK is definitely not a pushover. And BlysK is definitely going to test Heartz to the level. And if Heartz makes it to the next round, he's going to be facing off against Pig. And yeah, you know that is going to be crazy. So once again, my follow key is not working. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's weird. I put in a bug report and I thought maybe they'd fixed it because it was working the next day, but it's broken again. So I got no idea what's going on. Heartz actually going for a Dark Shrine here, going for the very cheesy harassment route. And BlysK coming in with a Mothership Core, takes out 1 worker, softens up a couple more, and manages to get away with the use of a Time Warp. Almost certainly did see that Dark Shrine with the Mothership Core. So right ahead, BlysK going to be instantly getting out the robotics facility. I don't know where he's building it, right up the back there. So we are almost certainly going to be seeing a chrono boosted observer coming out of that thing. And right now, Heartz, man, he knows his Dark Shrine was seen, so he's probably going to have to think of something else to give him an edge up in this game. And here he goes, finding the pylon from BlysK. Pretty nice. And going to be doing some stuff with that. Meanwhile, it looks like BlysK thinking about, I don't know what he's thinking about, but he's just lost a pylon, so that's not good for him. But yeah, both players actually doing a lot of early pressure. And I can't see any signs of expansions. Oh, there we go. Just as I said it, Heartz going for an expansion. BlysK not yet going for an expansion. He's still probably feeling a little bit rattled by that DT play, trying to make sure that he gets that taken care of. The observer is out on the field, just in time to catch the DT coming in, and this DT is going to get owned. I don't think Heartz is going to even try and save it, just runs in there. And BlysK is like, damn, done it. So the pylon going to be going down in just a second. And BlysK is going to be feeling pretty confident right now. But of course, he is going to be behind on the economy simply because And he's not anywhere near getting an expansion. He's obviously saving up for it. I'd be very surprised if that's not the next thing he builds. But no, he's actually building a couple more Stalkers. He's going for a lot of pressure right here. Heartz sees it with the watchtower, and he's like, oh crap. We were supposed to be going for expansions here. What's going on? But BlysK, choosing not to follow the plan, is going to be going for a ton of Stalkers instead. We do have an Immortal coming out for Heartz, and that may just save the day if he gets the right positioning and if he keeps it alive. But no, it's right out the front, and the Stalker's blinking up to the high ground with the Mothership Core scouting it out. Or maybe that was the other Mothership Core. I don't know how they saw the high ground, but they got up there, shredded the Immortal, and the Nexus may be the only thing that can possibly save Heartz right now. But he actually did a really good job. I feel like the Nexus did most of the work there though. Not so much the Stalkers, and definitely not the Immortal, who went down in like 2 seconds flat. But yeah, Heartz, he's trying to hold on, but 3 more Stalkers coming in for reinforcements. If he can overcharge this, maybe he can make something happen, but I don't know if it's going to happen. He's right on the edge of losing. Softens him up enough, so BlysK is going to pull back, but that's just going to be to wait for some more Stalkers to come down for the reinforcements. And Heartz is squeezed into a corner, quite literally. The Immortal comes out once again. The Immortal is probably going to do a better job than the last one. Can't possibly do a worse job. And if he manages to get another Immortal out, a double Immortal army for Heartz, maybe he can hold off. I think he's doing okay there, but BlysK has not given it up yet. He's morphing in more and more units, getting a couple of Zealots. If he manages to get the Immortal targeting the Zealots, this is going to be easy as. But yeah, he cannot afford to just let the Immortal go nuts on the Stalkers. Oh, the Immortal out a little bit too far forward. The Stalkers are getting in range of it. They're not getting as many hits as they would like, but the Immortal is kind of okay. It's kind of doing a good job. How many bloody kills has this got? 2 already, and it only just came out. So the Immortal definitely worth its weight in gold. It is actually sort of painted gold at the same time, which is kind of awesome. But yeah, doing a very awesome job. And Heartz holding out a little bit. Here comes the second Immortal. I think he will be fine here. 2 Immortals. I do not think BlysK can possibly deal with that many Immortals. I mean, Stalker pressure, I don't think it's any longer an option. I don't think it's going to work for him anymore. He can't overwhelm Heartz. Now that Heartz has 2 Immortals, it's just not going to happen. So he's going to have to fall back. He's going to have to think of something else. Maybe a ton of Zealots with speed or something like that. But no, I think maybe he just has to move on, go for something else, because right now the Immortal's doing a fantastic job, and yeah, I don't think BlysK has any hope. Heartz, man, there's a pylon right over there. There he goes. He's finally seen it. So, oh, actually trying to flank there. Very sneaky by BlysK, but you can't flank an Immortal, man. They just, yeah. So I don't know what BlysK's plan is. He's going for a Robo bait. He already had one though. This is his second Robo, so I'm thinking either he's going to straight up counter with Immortals, like double Immortals out at the same time. Going to try and overwhelm Heartz's existing Immortal force, or he's got to be thinking about a robotics facility or whatever it is, the other thing, going for Colossus. Got to be thinking about that, leaving 1 Immortal behind to take out the pylon. The pylon does go down. These guys coming around the side. Once again though, I mean, the Immortal is just going to be shredding everything. And BlysK, I'm not sure what the purpose of these guys are actually attacking right now, because they're taking a fair bit of losses, bit by bit, not really doing any damage. They're keeping an eye on this force. They're making sure Heartz doesn't move out across the map, but that's about it. I mean, it's I suppose right now, if those 3 Immortals came across to BlysK's base, then BlysK would be in a lot of trouble, because yeah, those Immortals would be quite devastating, and Heartz actually knows it. He's going to be moving out. The Stalker is going to be trying to flank him. That's not a good idea. I mean, there's just way too many Immortals. He can't flank this force. He may have done a better job to go after workers in that space, and he may still try and do it, but these guys have come back, and yeah, it definitely does look like BlysK is just trying to make sure that Heartz does not move out across the map and does not attack his main base for his expansion or anything. And maybe he can't stop Heartz anymore, but he does have 2 Immortals of his own. He's getting a 3rd one right now, so he should be fine. The defense should be fine. The Stalker's coming around once again. Heartz, if he pulls back right now, then yeah, it looks like he is going to be pulled back. Although there are DTs out there, so he doesn't actually need to pull back. The DT should be enough to head it off. And yeah, I don't know, man. Not quite as committed as I'd like to see by Heartz. I mean, when he knew that he had the DTs back there, so he should have just kept on pushing out full speed with the army, because every second you delay is potentially another Immortal you're going to have to face at the other end. And BlysK knows it, so that's why he's doing so much harassment on the main base to keep Heartz from moving out. And I think he's done what he needed to do. There we go, the 4th Immortal coming out for BlysK. Neither army has upgrades, but they're going to be very evenly matched. And with the Nexus being overcharged, I think it's, I don't know, actually there's quite a lot of Zealots coming out for Heartz, but they're all trapped behind the main army. 5th Immortal coming out, and yeah, he's doing a pretty good job actually. Hallucinated Immortal from BlysK, I don't think it's going to matter too much. The Zealots getting nice and close in there, but they can't get to the final Immortal. The force fields are in the way, but still Heartz doing a fantastic job here. And I'm really not sure what BlysK can do about this, because he is in quite a lot of trouble here. He's moving out with these forces though. It's only one Immortal, and that Immortal is very, very close to dying. There goes the expansion. Boom, down it goes. And Heartz is absolutely tearing up these workers. I think that BlysK has lost it here. I think he is going to have to go down. Really don't see what he can possibly do about this. Yeah, it's got to be just seconds to a GG right here, but he's still continuing to try and push out. The Stalker's coming out, managing to blink away from the main army, but there's nowhere left to run. The main army is up the top, taking out a bunch of stuff. BlysK has his own DTs out. Where is Heartz's Observer? I assume he's got one. I assumed incorrectly. He does not have an Observer right here, but the DTs are going to take so long to kill anything. All the important buildings are going to go down regardless, man. I mean, look at all these workers that are being lost. He's 18 under 46. The Immortals are taking out a ton of buildings. Finally an Observer here over for Heartz. And yeah, look at this. There we go. BlysK finally given the GG. Heartz taking it out. And man, this guy is the underdog of the tournament right here. He's really, really impressive so far. And yeah, what a fantastic game. Couple of DTs, a ton of Immortal play. We haven't seen a lot of Immortal heavy PvP before. Usually it's Colossus and Archons and stuff like that, or just pure Stalker, but the Immortal's very, very impressive from both players. And yeah, what an awesome game. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned tomorrow. Going to be catching game 2 between these guys, and we'll see if Heartz can continue to show how awesome he is with a 2-0 lead over BlysK and moving on to face Pig in the semi-finals. That's going to be awesome, but I'll see you guys then. This has been Hairy Muppet.